I'm Erin, and I lead the creative team for research and development at Stadia.
Notice the
You
t-shirt.
just heard how Google Cloud can help you scale.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
I'm here to share how Stadia is
Honk.
empowering you with new opportunities on our platform. It was just over 1 year ago at Moscone Center in
That's
San
gotta be a
Francisco,
tease, hasn't it?
kicking off
Untitled
the Game
Goose Game.
Developers
You reckon?
Conference, where we first unveiled our vision for Stadia
choice,
to
isn't it?
developers, players, and YouTube creators. Since last March, we've created multiple social channels, a community blog, and our own series of direct-to-consumer digital press conferences called Stadia Connect, all of which are starting to build conversation and community for Stadia. Gamers across North America and Europe are now playing newly released games on
everyone in the
Stadia,
chat's
like
noticing
Doom
the
Eternal,
t-shirt.
across
Good.
TV,
That's what they should be
PC,
looking at right now, because
laptops,
everything
and a
else,
variety
nothing's
of
new so
phones.
far other than that.
Before now, a
But I
brand
think
new
I might have been
AAA
the first
title
one to
playing on
comment.
a low-end PC or a smartphone would have been
That's
unthinkable
important.
to players.
Yeah.
But for today's presentation, we're focused on a singular audience, game developers.
Yeah, we knew that
I'll
was
share
going to be
how
the case.
our team at Stadia is expanding partnership capabilities for developers of all sizes as we tackle the
Exclusive,
future of gaming in the
sequel.
cloud together.
The Goose Game.
A year ago,
Goose Game
at
2.
GDC, we showed you the
Bought House-
long-term vision
bought
for
House
Stadia.
House
It's actually
Studios.
set in
Thank you to
Honkaloo.
many of you who have
Anything
partnered
new?
with us on the beginning of this journey.
Oh,
We
that was
showed
quick.
you the vision of a platform that delivers your content to the
Getting a bit
world in
excited
brand
there.
new way.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Since November, you've shipped more than 30 games and more than 60 game updates.
There was
all of
nothing
which
new
were
on that.
delivered to players in
We can
seconds.
look over that later, but I don't think it was anything
Thank
new.
you for all of your hard work over these first few months. Last March, we showed you a vision of players getting into your games easier than ever. Today, a brand new player can sign up to Stadia, check
Yeah,
their
we can.
connection,
Yeah.
and get into your game in under 4 minutes. And players who already have a Stadia account can get into your game in an average of 9 seconds.
9
We
seconds
showed
is
you
impressive.
players interacting.
I'm
with
pretty
your
sure
game
I
in
said
new
20 to
ways
30
through
when I was
YouTube
recording the
with
other
features like
day.
crowd play. In the last
9
few
seconds
months,
is
we've
impressive,
delivered
depending on
those
the context,
APIs to
Richie.
many
And
of
that's
you who are working to integrate and
Up there,
test
there,
them
it
in
says,
your
well.
upcoming games.
All right.
We showed you players watching videos about your games on YouTube and jumping directly
120
into
plus.
them in seconds.
Mm.
Later this year, we'll roll this out globally
You
for
already
all
knew that.
partners. We promised you development tools that would work with your existing workflows,
Must be
letting
getting
you
down
bring your
close to the
best
100 now,
ideas
though.
to Stadia. Since then, we've worked with hundreds of you to start your work on Stadia, with more than 120 games shipping this year alone. Together, we're delivering on the vision to bring your games to more players, in seconds, and in more places than ever before. And the immediacy of Stadia extends to the development community as well. We've heard from you that the ease of sharing a build across the world is a much simpler process on Stadia. Just upload a build and teams can click a link and test instantly. Distributed teams like Chump Squad, makers of Kine, can have artists in Australia and
WB
QA in
Games.
Poland and collaborate more efficiently, thanks to what it means to create games on Stadia in the cloud.
I do like the idea of that,
And the
like,
support from
remote
the game
development
development
teams.
community
I see
only
Sega's on that list.
Oh, Tom.
Hundreds of
anyway,
titles in
Cap that.
active development
Yeah,
from the largest
yeah.
studios in the world. From teams with incredible history like Electronic Arts and Ubisoft to immensely talented development
Ooh.
studios like Robot.
Konami.
We're also thrilled to announce a new partnership with the accomplished team at Splash Damage in London.
Okay.
In the coming months, we'll be sharing more about the game we've been working on together, and we're so excited to see how it comes to life exclusively on Stadia.
Ooh,
The
exciting.
developers we're working
Coming
with
soon,
continue to
trademark.
inspire us as we grow our platform. It
Yeah,
takes
for
a
anybody
leap
who's
of
watching
faith
this
to
video
step
back,
into
there is a
something
little bit of a
different.
sync delay
Thank you
between
for
us,
the
so I
hard
know
work.
Chris is reacting to
In
things
addition
before
to
we
these
even see
partnerships,
them.
We're also
Yeah.
investing heavily in
I
our
can
own
predict the
first-party
future, that's
efforts,
Ah.
Stadia Games and Entertainment Division.
That's what he gets for
led
being
by
on the
Jay
left
Ray.
side of the screen.
Over the past 6 months, we've opened 2 new studios.
God of War.
One in Playa Vista,
Yep,
led
yep.
by Shannon Studstill, who previously ran Sony Santa Monica,
That another
the
tease,
studio
maybe?
responsible for God of War.
That'd be
And
awesome.
the other
tease.
studio in Montreal
the logo's
is led by
there.
Sebastian
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
the
thinking.
executive producer of
Oh.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag and many other hit Ubisoft titles. We'll continue to invest in these studios and deliver world-class AAA content.
Yeah, so we've got Playa Vista and we've got the
In
Montreal
December,
studios.
we acquired Typhoon Studios, creators
Nice.
of the critically acclaimed Journey to the Savage Planet, which brings Alex Hutchinson,
just speculation
creative
for what
director
games
of
is
Far
coming,
Cry
isn't this?
4, David Schneider, former
I do like
head of
that.
production
It's
at
sort
Warner
of
Bros.
like,
Games
here's some
Montreal,
titles
to
you
the
may
Stadia
be aware
fans,
of.
along with the rest of their fantastic development team
Again,
at
it just feels a
Typhoon.
choice to put the actual game logo
With
up there.
strong creative teams
Yeah.
and infrastructure in
Rather
place,
than just their name.
SG&E's first-party efforts are focused on utilizing Google's
saying
unique
the games they've been
technologies
with.
to create richer, more immersive experiences that are only possible in the cloud. We're also building publishing services that bring together the best of Google. We want to help you publish your game on any screen, playable anywhere. Together, we will discover and create even more unique ways to transform
Seen that image a few too many
interactive entertainment.
times.
If you're interested in joining us on this adventure and having your game published exclusively on Stadia, please reach out at stadia.dev. As a new platform, we could only work with a select few of you for our launch in November. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Now that we're a few months down the road, we've improved our tools and built new partnerships that will let us work with many more of you.
Perhaps?
We're now ready to take the first steps to welcome more independent developers to Stadia.
Yeah, more indies.
To do this right, we started by taking a step back and talking to you about what you're trying to accomplish, what you need, and how you want to work with us. So today, we're announcing Stadia
Unity
Makers,
news
a self-publishing program for experienced, independent game developers.
I'm trying to delay my response.
There's the Unity thing we've all been talking about.
A history of building new platforms hand in hand with
I think you might be 5 seconds ahead of us.
Unity.
I could almost do the
developers over the years.
It's a presentation for them, really, couldn't I?
Support for
I'll just
Stadia
announce
and
the
to
me and Tom.
Right, Erin, I want you to talk about this next.
Launching a game on a new platform can be a challenge. There's no way around it.
I could when you think
and there's
about
even
it.
more to consider when that new platform lives in the cloud, which is why we've worked with Unity to define a committed technical support structure coming from experts.
Like I say, any support for Unity is good.
In addition, the Stadia Makers program will include funding from us at Stadia and up to 5 pieces of development hardware.
So here's some games we've currently got on Stadia.
And we won't be impacting your list of target platforms beyond asking you to ship
Still
on
waiting.
Stadia alongside your other planned SKUs.
So here's some games we've currently got on Stadia.
It's also important that we deliver.
It might even be like 10 seconds ahead at this point. Pause the video, Chris.
If you hit live on YouTube, you're not just a few seconds behind, are you?
Well, considering I'm recording at this point, I don't want to skip it.
For this initial stage of our self-publishing efforts with Stadia Makers, we're looking for experienced game developers who have shipped games in the past and are using Unity 2019.
Like I say, any support with Unity is good for getting a wider range of games onto Stadia.
And being one of the first approved developers to self-publish on Stadia with technical assistance from Unity.
Yeah, it's just Unity. Unity is very it's very open source. I say open source. It's open to a certain extent. It opens it up to a lot of people for development.
Strong developer support system before doing so.
To be
part of that ongoing investment in developer support comes in the form of new developer tools as well. We're happy to announce new integrations with Backtrace, which makes it easy for Stadia developers
indie games have worked so well for the launch of the PlayStation 4 and Switch,
enabling them to capture and monitor errors, prioritize issues to work on, and get everything they need to debug and resolve gameplay impacting problems. And Vivox, which delivers scalable, feature-rich, and proven in-game voice and text chat. It's used by some of the world's largest developers like Ubisoft and Riot Games.
We have nothing from Riot,
is fully engine agnostic.
No, but Riot would be very interesting as a big League of Legends player. They're pushing out Wild Rift, which is the console version of League of Legends to a lot of platforms soon.
Real-time analytics and live
so that would be very interesting to get. I'd be very much on board with that.
Player engagement across
I'm just in full tinfoil hat mode here.
And this is all
No, I think it's interesting when they mention developers in particular. It's as if
from AMD, Intel,
usually there's a lot of NDAs and things that they can't say unless conversations have already been had. So
we're deeply investing in the field of machine learning to bring new workflows and approaches to the practice of game development. The Stadia research and development team and I have put together a full breakdown of the current state of our work in machine learning in our talk following this keynote. And that's just one of the many great talks from Team Stadia and the rest of
Boom!
Thank you for your time today.
One last
Stadia
thing.
has made exciting progress as a platform in just a few short months
Come on,
since
Erin.
launch, and none of it would be possible without you. We're excited to hear from you on Stadia.dev, whether you're interested in partnering with Stadia Games and Entertainment to build the next
Come on,
big
John,
hit,
wrap it
or
up.
interested in bringing your Unity title to our new self-publishing program, Stadia Makers.
And games.
Now I'll hand it back to John.
John Justice is a cool name, isn't it?
It is,
Thanks,
yeah.
Erin.
It's a superhero name, that is.
You've
That's,
just heard the latest announcements
JJ.
across Google, focused on
blue-rimmed
addressing
glasses
some
is
of your
bold,
biggest
but I like them.
challenges and setting you
Well,
up
me
for
and Tom
success
said this
for
before
years to
going
come.
live, Richie. Because
Android
his
Play are
the
making
edge of his
it easy
frames
to
is
build
translucent.
games
It actually
and
looks
reach
like his
new
glasses are
audiences.
kind
Ads
of
are
on
introducing
Snapchat
and
filter or
earn more by
something.
increasing focus on your players. Cloud is helping you scale your game globally. With
You have to have
ease,
cool glasses
and
if you work at
Stadia shared
Google,
some
though.
exciting
It's a
new
rule, I
platform
think, from all
Yeah.
the people I've came across.
Here at Google, our teams are working together to build solutions that will empower you
frames.
throughout the game development lifecycle and beyond. We're here to continue partnering with all of you to create the next generation of games, to connect with new players, and to scale your business around the world today and tomorrow. I invite you to learn more about what we've shared today by tuning into our mobile, cloud, and Stadia sessions. And from all of us,
thank you, John,
for keeping this community thriving.
Thank you, John.
The future of gaming is already here,
John.
And we can't wait for what comes next.
So, gentlemen, I mean, yeah, for that very short, brief moment, we jumped in and listened to the Google Games Summit. We only thought we'd capture the last segment that pertained specifically to Stadia. There was a big chunk before. You can go check it out on the YouTube channel. It's got plenty of information. There's noise still playing. It's continuing. That's Android development. We all know about that.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Yes. So we've just caught that. Any thoughts, gentlemen? Just immediate, quick snapshot reactions.
Like I say, I think one of the big things that I take away from it is when we start to listen into name dropping and we look at little subtle hints, if anything. But there's nothing really out there that's so much new. I'm quite interested in their involvement with voice chatting and messaging. They mentioned when they talked about like in-game messaging apps and voice apps. We obviously don't have a messaging system at the moment for like physically communicating by text with party members, with your friends, and so on. So that's definitely something that we know needs to come, and it seems like they are listening and they are taking the steps towards that. Vivox is definitely a system that can be utilized for it. So cool, let's do it. Let's get it. Bring it out.
Richie, anything from you?
I didn't watch most of it. I only caught the end from pretty much just before we went live, and I was just speculating what games could be coming based on t-shirt choices, logo placements, specific name drops of developers like Riot. Like, there's nothing from Riot on Stadia at the moment, so it seems a choice to go with Riot. And it feels like you wouldn't say that unless there's already some conversations happening.
Yeah, I think it's been so long since we've had a Google official presentation, seeing the Stadia logo up on stage, familiar faces who we know do really good hard work behind the scenes at Stadia. To see them, I think, in an official capacity announcing to the globe essentially some news. I think, like you said, Richie, halfway through that tinfoil hat time, anything that flashes up that's new information where you can tell everybody is just hungry. Yeah, it really is.
What was that? Come back quick!
As soon as I saw the Warner Brothers games logo, I immediately thought, like, going to get all the Batman titles again. We're going to get the Lego games that are upcoming and back catalogue-wise. Yeah. Especially because this is clearly aimed at developers, and it wants them to reach out and basically take a punt at Stadia, like some of them have. And I'm glad that they did thank the people who support them so far, like the likes of Ubisoft and the independent studios. They've made it. Yeah, Sounds of Stadia, biggest supporters alongside Ubisoft.
Cheers, guys.
Did we get as much as we'd hoped out of that?
It's an initial setup, isn't it? It's not it's a keynote. Is it the keynote we wanted? Again, it's a rhetorical question. Some people are probably expecting a lot.
It was pitched at game developers, not at us.
Yep.
Yeah. I think if you me and Tom were sat in the comments before going live thinking, there's a lot of people out of the couple of 100,000 that are watching along, not 100,000, a couple of thousand that were watching along, thinking there was a lot of people in the comments expecting big game announcements, wondering when they were going to get to Stadia earlier on in the show in particular. And I think we have to understand that this is taken from GDC. It's aimed at the developers who create the games, not necessarily the consumer public, which is us, the gamers out there. But sprinkling those, like I said, Richie, those little subtle nods to developers, publishers, brands, IP, all that kind of stuff really helps.
There's one thing I've noticed compared to a traditional stage show. Traditional stage show, this is when you'd have your trailer drop and stuff between the keynote speeches, between the different speeches sections to kind of bridge that gap and give mainly actually the time for the team to reset up. Yeah. But with these being basically YouTube premiere videos, the game announcements are probably going to come on a different place.
Yeah. I'd imagine they're going to still hold out for what we would expect traditionally E3 in a few more months' time. So whatever that digital package comes to be. But everything they're saying on Twitter is still base, is look for it coming this spring, in the coming months. So they need to put something in at some point regarding
we're into spring now as of 3 days ago. So
I'd hope any announcements planned for GDC would be coming out round about now anyway.
Yeah.
Just maybe packaged differently. Because if you're a developer or a publisher, and you don't want to wait months between when you plan to announce a game to when it actually gets announced.
Yeah. All right.
So
we've got some choices here then, gents. We've got empowering game developers with Stadia research and development. We've got supercharged discoverability on Stadia. Stadia Games and Entertainment presents creating for content creators. And Stadia Games and Entertainment presents the keys to a great pitch, and also the post-mortem on bringing Destiny to Stadia. We've got quite a few different premieres that we could go through right now.
I think it's more a choice of order rather than...
Yeah.
Might as well
the benefit, again, of YouTube, thanks Google, is that it doesn't matter if we're there for the premiere. We can just roll it back to the beginning and we can pick it up whenever we decide to go into it. So...
Yeah,
I mean, it'll be an interesting choice for them to push them all live simultaneously. Like, I mean, it's a brilliant way to split your audience.
Yeah, they definitely have split their audience. Looking at these numbers right here.
Yeah, planned.
We're not doing a reaction to that, though, are we? I wouldn't have thought.
No, we're good with that.
Live?
We're still recording simultaneously.
We're still recording as of right now, Chris.
Yeah, thought so. Should we wrap this segment up then for the Google Games Summit?
We can.
I think one takeaway from me, biggest takeaway, is that Untitled Goose Game is confirmed for Stadia. And it may well be your April Pro game. You heard it here first.
Okay.
Hey, stranger things have happened.
It's true.
Game of the Year.
Yeah. True.
It got Game of the Year.
Again, that T-shirt was a clear choice.
Well, we all know how Crash Bandicoot came back, Tom.
Yeah.
Wearing his T-shirt at E3 under his suit.
This is. I suppose it's one of these things that, they say, don't put logos in videos and stuff, and proprietary images and things like that. You're wearing a bloody goose T-shirt, like vest thing.
Game of the Year last year.
Can you copyright a goose?
You can copyright a goose bit of artwork.
My thought on that is, this is something that it's not like a case of she came into the office one day and go, oh, by the way, you're filming that today. She's known that coming into work that day what she's doing. And
Erin, here you go, wear this.
This is the only thing I had on that I had to wear. Everything's in the wash.
For the meme, but I feel the meme's died down a bit.
We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, should we wrap up there then? Thank you for tuning in and watching our first ever kind of live reacts, semi-live reacts. It is going to go up on YouTube.
React.
Not quite, slightly. Well, to be fair, I was
slightly delayed react.
You guys were 5 seconds behind me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we thought after the success of the video podcast this week, we thought we'd try and quickly get together and scramble some kind of video content regarding to the summit for the Google Games. We hope you enjoyed watching along that little segment with us. If you want to see more of this in the future, reach out to us. Let us know. We're more than happy to help. Thanks for watching.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye.